Hi, everybody. Kevin Broughton coming at you today from Success Unlimited. And hopefully you've turned into our social media platform often. And if you have, you've seen a episode or a series of episodes in a platform called Women of Success. And we are so lucky here at Success Mortgage Partners to have so many wonderful and powerful and smart women that work here. We thought long ago that we would introduce this series, and it's been a huge hit for us. And today is absolutely no exception. We have an unbelievably talented and wonderful lady joining us as our guest today. And she's kind of like the matriarch of the Women of Success at Success Mortgage Partners because she is the first employee ever to join our company. And so without any further ado, I'd like to introduce my 20 plus year friend, Cecilia Morelli. Cecilia, welcome.
Thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for taking time in your day to be here. And you are the Vice President of Corporate Relations at Success Mortgage Partners, which is awesome. And
yeah.
We are obviously very lucky. But as you well know, we just had our 20-year anniversary.
Yeah.
And you've been here longer than 20 years when we weren't a mortgage company, haven't you?
Yes, that's true. Yeah, it will be my 22nd anniversary coming up in September. So, 22 years. So 2 years before our actual S&P anniversary, I started on the appraisal and title side of things.
Absolutely. And was that your first job here? Was it in appraisal? Was that where we started?
Yeah, I started in appraisals. I was a student at Wayne State University, and a friend of mine had been working with the appraisal side of things and helping Vince, and she was actually transferring to Michigan State University, and she promised Vince that she would not leave until she found a replacement. Well, I was her replacement, and 22 years later, I'm still here. So.
Well, and she found the best, so thank God for that day. If you could, do you mind sharing with the group, one of the things I've always marveled at about you is, obviously how smart you are, but for those that don't know, Cecilia graduated first in her class in her MBA program at Wayne State, and that's an incredibly difficult feat. And she had job opportunities on Wall Street and at many, many, many places that aren't named Success Mortgage Partners, yet she chose to build her career here and to raise her family and take care of her 3 kids and her hubby here in Michigan, and not take those big jobs on Wall Street. And that. What drove you, Cecilia, to think staying around made the most sense when you had all those other opportunities?
Well, I think family is always most important. I'm first generation Italian American, so my parents were both born in Italy and came over here to give us a better life. And so, as in most cultures, a family is the most important thing. So, I live 10 minutes from my parents. I live a half an hour from my in-laws, 10 minutes from one of my brothers, another, half hour. So we're all within the local area and we see each other quite often. So family is definitely what keeps us here in Michigan. Certainly not the weather, but
Right.
Although we do love a Michigan summer, but
that's for darn sure.
Here.
And you've seen everything, literally, that's happened in our company over the 20 years. You've seen the great times, you've seen the tough times. How do you think the culture that we've been able to create and maintain, how do you think that kind of started? Seeing that you were around to play a role in starting it, can you share a little bit about how that came to be?
Yeah, I think it all starts from the top. It starts with Vince, it starts with you, it starts with Owen. We've always been a family first company, right? So when I first started, Vince always gave me the opportunity to, hey, you have an exam coming up, take the day off, take however much time you need to study for those exams. We will work on everything later. So it's just being able to have that flexibility. And, that was important to me at the time. And that's another reason why I've stayed for so long, especially after I decided to take a little bit of a step back after having my children and wanting to spend more time with them, they gave me the opportunity and allowed me to take that step back and work part-time so that I can be the mom that I wanted to be. I think just that family culture is what makes us great here at S&P.
I agree. And, the culture here all started with Vince, and Vince is a very special person and a unique guy, and a person that anyone who truly takes the time to get to know him, their life is enriched to levels that they could never really imagine if before they knew him. And nobody here, maybe outside of Owen, knows him better than you. What are some things you've learned from Vince, or some takeaways that you carry with you in your day-to-day or in your life that have been kind of helped formulated by your relationship with Vince?
Oh gosh, there's just so many. I mean, we literally could write a book. I mean, there's just so many, but I think just a positive attitude. When Vince walks in every morning, hey Vince, how are you? Excellent is always the word that comes out of his mouth, no matter how hard the day might be. I mean, we've gone through some tough times, and that answer is always excellent. And I think you can remember back to that December of 2014 day, Kevin, and he still had the best attitude that day. And, and that's just something to strive for, Vince and I always make a list every single day of 10 good things that happen every day. Not every day is going to be great, but we can find good things every day. And every day we have a whole list of 10 things. And some of them may be small. Some days are, greater things than others, but we always find 10 good things that happen every day. And, I think that's one of the things that I like the most working with Vince, just that positivity. And that keeps us all going, I think.
What a great takeaway. Imagine if everyone tuning in on this call took time every day to write down 10 great things about the day at the end of each day. I think we might have a better world. And I know that Vince does do that. And I just marvel at stuff like that. And the day you referenced was the day 8 years ago, or nearly 8 years ago, when we had a massive flood that absolutely destroyed and ruined our entire building. And we had millions of gallons of water flowing into the second floor of our building, and it rendered the office 100% unusable. And we had just things floating around the office, and we had to gut the entire 15,000 square feet. And as this was going on at 5 a.m. and I was standing out in the street at 5 a.m, Vince pulled up, and I thought, hey, we might be out of business. And Vince came over and patted me on the back and said, "Good morning, my friend. You look wonderful today." And I'm literally got out of bed like 3 minutes earlier. And he said, "You want to hear 3 positive things about this flood?" I was like, I can't believe it. He sees sunshines and rainbows and everything. And it's a great lesson about positivity and the importance of positivity. You've seen our company change. You've seen it small. You've seen it big. You've seen it grow in volume, and you've seen us take on new challenges and open up different arms of the business. So anything that you can think of that was more pivotal than anything else, or any time frame where we did something that really made a humongous difference for the better?
I mean, every day we always strive to be better, right? We were always trying to strive to be better than the last day. I mean, certain years were definitely better than others, but you talk about the flood and that day, and that was a great opportunity for us to kind of, move while the building was being renovated. And it gave us the opportunity to grow and expand and to think outside the box. And, maybe that was a blessing in disguise. It was just a good opportunity for us. And I'm not saying that's the only pivotal change that happened. There are probably so many, but I think, that kind of gave us the opportunity to grow even more. And it's just exciting to see where we've come. Back when we first started, there was just only a few of us, and we were cutting business cards by hand, and it was just an interesting time. But it's amazing to see how much we've grown and have just flourished as a company. So it's great.
I remember those days when I was first here. I saw you with a large sheet of paper, and you had that paper cutter. You're slicing down on it, and I was like, what the heck is she doing? And then they'd all stack up, and she said, "Here's your cards." I'm like, oh, great. I didn't know that's how we got cards, but I guess that's how we did it. But it's fun when you go through those times together, and it creates, solid bonds. And I remember when you probably don't even know I know this, but when we hit the really tough times in '09 and we couldn't afford to have a Christmas party, and you spearheaded a bring your own food party in our basement. And to be honest, that's still one of the most fun parties we've ever had. And it's fun when you can bond with people that understand everyone was going through a tough time. And just because we didn't have any money to be able to really provide a great party, that didn't diminish that one bit. And I know that little tiny things like that, but you spearheaded that and then made it feel like it was the best party we ever had. And I'll always remember stuff like that because we couldn't buy a pizza, but that night was really fun. And I always remember things like that you do behind the scenes that nobody sees or very few people see that make a huge difference and have for 20 plus years. It's really been exceptional to have you on board. I think you're staying here when you had other options speaks volumes to really what this place is about and why people come here, but more importantly, why people stay here. And so I thank you for your leadership, for your behind the scenes, not needing the spotlight, not seeking the magazine cover type stuff that you do every day. That is easy to go unnoticed. It doesn't go unnoticed by me and many others. And I just think we're lucky. And I think that all great companies start with a foundation or a building block, foundational greatness. And you're 100% front and center in that foundational greatness. And I think it's your efforts early on, combined with some other people that really set us on the path to where we've gotten to today. And that'll never be forgotten or not cared about at the highest level. And so I just thank you for everything, because I think this place is 1,000 times better because of you and others like you, and your contribution is really awesome. So
thanks, Kevin.
Just a quick fun fact. Cecilia owns every cooking gadget that you could ever own. Every year when we do our gifts for the Christmas party, she says, I have that, because we always buy these crazy machines to cook with, and she owns every one of them. How did cooking become a focal point in your life? Just give us a couple minutes on that real quick, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, no, I mean, cooking was always a big part of our life. I mean, obviously, we come from a big Italian family. So, we have a big vegetable garden. We can our own tomatoes every year and make our own spaghetti. I always spend a lot of time in the kitchen with my grandmother making Christmas cookies all the time. And so one of my things to do is bake cookies with my kids and, kind of post the pictures on Facebook and whatnot, and just kind of keep those recipes in the family and, kind of share them with your children and keep those traditions alive. I think it's very important to remember where your family comes from, and, kind of helps the future generations to understand a little bit of the past, and, hopefully they keep part of their traditions in their future. But we just love to cook and love new gadgets, and, family dinner time is always important to us. So we always make sure that we sit around the table and talk about our day. And, it's important raising your family and having those special times and memories, because some of the best memories I have is in the kitchen with my parents and my grandmother and all those great times. So,
well, you truly are a woman of success, and I know that those family traditions will be carried on for generations to come, and I'm grateful. So thank you for sharing. To all of you that tuned in, thank you for tuning in. Another example of a wonderful woman that works at Success Mortgage Partners that has made a career here and has made a difference. And our whole mission at this Success Unlimited here is to help loan officers nationwide, regardless of what company they work at, have a more freedom-filled life, a more fun life, a less stressful life, and find ways to build teams so that they can, truly do the things that they love to do, because all great teams consist of great people. So thank you so much, Cecilia, for joining us. I hope everyone enjoyed today's session. Please tune in about 2 weeks where we'll have our next Women of Success episode. Thank you.
Thank you.